Alrighty, what is up everybody? How are you doing? This video, I wanted to do a 2 builds in 1 video guide for you guys for Barbarian. So, I just want to say right off the bat that right now it feels like Barbarian is very, like the perks and skills feel very balanced for the most part. I mean, there's still some of them that aren't the greatest or some that are a little bit better, but it feels a lot closer to where it should be. I feel like you can kind of actually mix and match and blend builds to make it work, and it's really just a preference thing. So my old guides were kind of, it was more like giving you guys a direction of what is truly Barb meta, but right now I feel like I would just give you guys builds that I personally run and I like and that are valuable for me, that I would just consider a playstyle more than anything. So starting off, the first build though I'm going to talk about is going to be the Vigor build. Now, as you already know, or if you don't know, pretty much every class is focusing Vigor. That is like one of the main attributes because it gives so much health, and everyone needs health, and everyone loves health. So that's pretty much what's being focused on a lot of builds. Now, that also works for Barbarian. Now, we are the Vigor Master. We have the most HP, and we can scale it even higher with the right perks and the right skills. So I would say right off the bat for this, if you're running a Vigor build, of course you need Robust. The 15% max health bonus, you just need it. Especially with gear, which I'm going to also get into talking about what points you should be going into for this build as well. Like strength all the way down. So I would run Robust. You need more health. You're running a Vigor build, get the health. The second most important part of this build is the morale boost. You're running a huge Vigor build, you're going to have a lot of health. This is going to recover the 12% max HP for you. So the more HP you have, the better it's going to be when you kill someone and recover it. So the next one I would run, and you can kind of change this one out if you personally want to. I run Iron Will because right now wizards are rampant. I know, I'm sure people have noticed it when I play a lot of High Roller. There is wizards almost on every team or every other team, and they hit hard. They truly hit hard, and this at least helps you take one more hit depending on what spell it is. But this can be really helpful if you got a lot of HP, giving you more opportunities to do more in a time limit, and this will help reduce the damage you're taking through it. So I would run this right now, 100% run this. There's a lot of magic hitting hard right now, so I would use that. The fourth and final perk, though, I would say to run with this build has got to be Berserker. The reason why I say Berserker is you've got a lot of HP, right? You've got a lot of HP. You're going to be hitting a lot of HP. You still need some damage. You need to be able to just do that little bit extra damage. And on top of that, the nice part about this is, so the more health you're missing, right, the more physical damage bonus you get. Now, when you have like lower HP, it's kind of hard to get most benefits from it because you get killed quicker than you can get benefits from it. But if you have a lot of HP, you've got more time to use Berserker's benefits. So you got like 200 HP, right? 10% of this is missing or whatever. You can basically do more damage before that 200 HP is gone and be able to get more benefits from this percentage, especially when it gets lower and the damage bonus increases the health. Like when you're at 50% HP, you'll have the physical damage bonus increased a lot more. This will help hit while you're alive. So I would run that for sure. Run this for Vigor build perks. For skills otherwise, I would be running Rage. Rage is crucial. Like I said at the beginning, there's some perks that are good, bad. Same with skills. I would say if you're not running Rage in a build, I feel like you're gonna struggle a little more. I feel like Rage is super beneficial in every single possible way, especially with the fact that you're getting strength and vigor, and strength also gives you more vigor health on top of that while also doing damage, and the 15% move speed is pretty huge. Just starter Barb, if you go and Rage, you'll go to like a 101% move speed, right? And that's for the 6 seconds. So that's base Barb. 101% base barb. And that's not if you get any more agility or any rolls that have, say, +5 move speed or whatever. That this is pretty helpful, and it scales with your move speed. So the second ability or skill to use would probably be Warcry. It's kind of self-explanatory. 25% max health bonus. You're going to Vigor build. I'm sure I've got a video. Hopefully I'll put it up here. But it's basically me using both Rage and Warcry to hit a insane amount of HP. And it wasn't even like the most insane build. It was just, I just had a lot of Vigor. I could have gotten more. I was like, I don't know if I was in blues or purples or what it was, but I didn't have that. I wasn't having like the best rolls or the biggest Vigor. Like I could have had more to hit it. So this is really, really valuable. For, I guess, like gear for you to run, it's a Vigor build. So I would put a massive portion of your abilities into Vigor. The rolls into Vigor. Hitting higher and higher isn't bad. It does start to slow down at certain thresholds. Like 50, you're starting to get a lot less HP. When you hit that 50 mark, you'll get a lot less HP. So, and not to mention Rage is also going to bump you up 15. So if you don't necessarily want to go beyond that threshold where it gets worse, then you only really truly need 10 Vigor and then Rage to give you the rest if you want to hit that 50 cap. However, for this build, I ran just pure Vigor. I was trying to see just as much HP as I can get, and I think it's valuable. I think, especially if you're going to get gear pieces where you're focusing Vigor, there's a good chance you're probably going to get a little bit of agility, a little bit of strength, a little bit of dexterity, whatever. That's perfectly fine. If you can get focus Vigor and get some pieces with mainly this, but a little bit of agility, that's what you want. Strength isn't bad, but with this build specifically, you're focused on just surviving, getting in there, and hitting everyone. While it feels like they're doing no damage to you, you are doing a lot of damage to them. The biggest weakness of this build is obviously going to be wizards. Now, you do still have a decent bit of magic resist, but they will shred you still. But if you got a lot of HP, you can take a lot of hits. With like how MM is right now, with my huge HP build, I got magic missile by geared wizard, and I was able to take probably like 4 more hits than what I usually do with the regular kit. Like it's really good. If you time these really well, it's really good. But that'll be the first build, the Vigor build. So if you haven't tried it or want to try it, give it a whirl. It doesn't hurt. It's fun. It's fun being able to just feel like you're taking no damage against anything. It's an interesting way to play. But I would say Barb's in a really good spot, and this Vigor build is a good build to run. So I'd give it a try. Alrighty, so for the second build, this is going to be like an all-arounder build for Barb. So with this one, I would say this one, in my opinion, is probably the best to go for because you're hitting all the caps. I'm just gonna, instead of going perks and skills for this one, I'm gonna talk about like what to roll here first. So for what to get, I would say 10 strength is what you want to hit. Get 10 more strength, hit 35 strength, right? Hit 35 vigor, all right? And then I would focus the rest into in agility up to what you feel is comfortable for yourself. Now, I personally would say the one build I was running with the all-arounder, I was hitting like 310 move speed. Now, I didn't have the best of the best, but if I believe you can get way better gear for it and get higher, I would go for like 320 if you get better gear. Try to at least cap at that because that's a perfect spot, like 320 move speed, perfect spot to hit. Otherwise, if you have extra points and you want to put them into something, you can either focus more move speed if you want to get a little quicker, or I would honestly put it into dexterity so you can get more action speed, so you can swing a little faster, because barbarians swing slow, and having the little extra swing speed might be game changing for you. It all depends. I don't know if it'll be enough points though ultimately to kind of make your action speed worth it enough, but since you already have cap strength, vigor, and agility, nothing else is really that important. If you got extra points, throw them wherever you see comfortable. Dexterity, in my opinion, would be the next best. You don't really need to stack any more on these three because they're already at the perfect limit they need to be. And the more caps you can hit for rolls, the better. Now, let's start off. I'm going to be going with the perks. Now, I will say, obviously, you need Robust. You need more HP. It's super helpful. You're already hitting 15 Strength, 15 Vigor, and a lot of Agility. The extra 15% is going to help a lot because your Strength's going to be crazy. Your Vigor's going to be crazy. You're going to be getting a lot of health just from these two. So this is just going to increase that a slight bit more, giving you more opportunities to use the rest of the benefits of this all-rounder build. Now, the next one is the same as the last build. These are the two that are going to be very common, right? Very common for builds because right now Wizards hit hard for Barb, and Magic Resist helps at least survive one more hit from it. Especially if you don't have like the best of the best gear, this is super good. And then this is just ultimately good because Vigor is good and just living. So for the last two perks, I would say the Executioner as well as Axe Specialization. Now, I recommend this if you're using an axe. If you're not using an axe, don't use these two. If you want to change it out, you'd pretty much kind of run the same as the last build. Probably have Morale Boost and Berserker. You can also swap in Potion Chugger if you feel like you want to increase the shield. This works. This is really valuable too, Potion Chugger is, but ultimately with this all-rounder build, I would recommend Axe. You're already gonna be hitting hard. This is just gonna help hit harder. And the whole part of this build is the synergy. You're trying to synergize everything together. Everything's got to perfectly fit like a puzzle piece. And Robust is going to kind of work well with Vigor. These two are going to work well with Strength if you've got an Axe, as well as you're just going to have Iron Will to kind of help with Wizards so you can live, pretty much. So, for the skills, I would recommend Rage, as well as Savage Roar. And the reason I would recommend this is because you're already running Magic Resist, right, for Iron Will, and that's going to help against Wizards, Clerics, whatever. Savage Roar is going to help against the opposites of that, such as like Fighters and Rangers and whatnot. So running these two together is going to help you just ultimately take less damage overall. Like these three, you're taking less damage overall. And that's what you want. And as well as this is going to be hitting hard. These three are going to be your main damage hitters. And with Rage, you're going to be hitting that cap. You get 10 Strength, 10 Vigor. You use this. You're hitting that cap that you need. The 20% or the 15% move speed is going to help with just getting higher cap for that. So, like I said, get your move speed up to a good spot. I would say, really, with Rage, is going to jump you up a lot. So get to whatever you feel is comfortable for agility. I can't really give you an exact number because that depends on the person and the weapon you choose to use. So I can't really give that to you, but I can give you the Strength and Vigor being 10-10. But yeah, this would be the all-rounder build. Like I said, I got a lot of value out of these two builds. I like them personally. I think they're a lot of fun. And I mean, you don't have to necessarily have the perfect blend, even if you have 10-10, whatever. If you even have like 8 Strength, 8 Vigor, and, you know, a little bit of agility, that still hits hard. It still works. Like, these builds do work, ultimately. But just keep in mind, you need to run an Axe if you're running these two. Don't forget that. I've had that once or twice happen to me. I go into a game, and I'm running Axe perks, and I accidentally forgot to put an Axe on. Because I didn't change the perks or whatever, and I wanted to use another weapon, so make sure to remember that. And with the Vigor build, I forgot to say I personally, with that build, I run like Bardiche or Quarterstaff or War Maul or any of the two-handed weapons, bigger hitting weapons and stuff I run with that build because I'm trying to live, I'm trying to get there, so run what you feel like with those. But like I said, Barbarian's in a good state. It's a lot of fun. Feels like there's more of a blend of options you can pick from with skills and perks. So it's completely opinionated. Up to you, what you decide that you like or not. But I hope this at least kind of helps or gives you a direction or an idea of a build to try to run. So, otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys stay safe out there. So, see you later.